guys, welcome to part 2 of my beauty budget sort of monthly check-in. The first video is up. I will link it down below. In that first video, we went through everything I purchased this month. Today's video, we are kind of talking about a number of different things. We're going to do a roll-up, so I'm going to show you exactly how much I spent by category. I'm also going to share with you some thoughts and some observations I had from this last month. Then we're going to get into what my budget for next month is looking like. And then finally, we're going to talk about the things that have kind of caught my eye. So what are the things that I am considering purchasing in this next month? Both practical things that I need to purchase because I'm running out of, and new or interesting things that have kind of caught my eye. It doesn't 100% mean I'm going to buy everything on this list, but it's fun to share the things that have kind of caught my eye. Hopefully you guys find that content interesting. And then I'm also going to ask you guys in this video to kind of share with me what are some products that you would be interested in me trying out, right? So what are new products or things you've heard about or things you would like an opinion on? I'm happy to kind of take requests from you guys too in terms of products to try on my channel. So without further ado, let's first get into kind of my roll up of kind of how everything landed at the end of the month. If you guys remember, I'm kind of rolling everything up into one of 6 categories. Makeup basics, so these are things that I would consider to be just staples, like if I have to buy a brow product or a mascara or something simple that is not necessarily a trying drugstore high-end kind of makeup. I'm counting these as makeup basics. I have a second category for drugstore makeup, and I have a third category for high-end makeup because I kind of want to see how those things sort of flush out throughout the year. I also have a category for skincare, body care, and hair care. So when we look at the totals here, let's look at makeup basics. This was a much higher amount than I spent in the month of April. In that category in April, I only spent a little over $13. This month, actually quite a few things that fell into this category. I ended up spending $110.06. So that included some purchases like my Grande Lash Serum. I'm counting that as makeup basics. I don't feel like it's skincare. I debated putting it in skincare, but I don't feel like a lash serum is a skincare item. I also don't feel like if it's going to be something that's a staple that I use over and over again and repurchase like a mascara or a brow gel or something like that, it kind of fits inside of makeup basics. So that is where I put that product. And then I also bought a Kate Spade compact. And I said if I bought any tools or makeup sponges or anything like that, that was kind of go into my makeup basics. So I counted the compact in there along with the retractable powder brush I bought and a lip exfoliator, which actually didn't end up costing anything. So that is kind of how we ended up getting to that $110.06 for that category. In drugstore makeup, I spent $61.75. So a little less than I would average out. I think in a lot of months, a lot of it is just that there's a little bit of a lull in terms of drugstore products being released or things that I want to test right now. Tends to happen. You have a wave of spring releases. It goes quiet for a little while, and then you'll see a few things come out for summer and then another wave come out for fall. So then in the next category for high-end makeup, I ended up spending $160.27. Honestly, that's coming from a couple of factors. One was my desire to try the Oma Beauty foundation, which is a little pricier of a product at Ulta. I also had some Sephora sale shopping that I had rolled into this month, and I picked up some more expensive products like the Kosas cream blush combo, which was like $38. And I tried a number of different Sephora products there. So that is really ultimately what kind of drove that number up a little bit higher. Last month, if you recall, my drugstore and my high-end were pretty much neck and neck. Obviously, we've seen something different shake out this month. It's totally fine. It'll happen. Skincare, I spent $83.76 with my Curology bottle, with my micellar water, with some masks that I picked up, as well as a lip balm, which I'm counting inside of my skincare because that's really how I use it as a skincare treatment for especially nighttime. That kind of brought me up to $83.76, which is kind of what I expect I see myself spending a month on skincare. It'll be interesting as some of my more pricey items start to come up for repurchase if that number is a little inflated from one month to the other. This month, I actually didn't have any expense for hair care. I still don't go through hair care products like crazy. In large part, I just am not applying a ton of product to my hair. I mean, my most used product is honestly dry shampoo, and I didn't need to purchase any this month. Body care, same thing. I have lotions and things that I like that I just haven't used up at this point. I have a couple of scrubs, and I don't necessarily feel like I'm going to need a ton of body care purchases on a monthly basis. So both of those areas ended up having zero for this monthly budget. That brings my total up to $415.83. I had a larger number going into this month. I had a little bit of rollover from the prior month, as well as some money from AdSense and Magic Links. So I had a budget of $630 to spend. I spent $415 of that. So that leaves me $214.42 to roll over into next month. A couple of comments that I had about that, one, I ended up with a lot of money that was left over, but I found that I wasn't super inspired to want to spend it. And I don't want to spend it just because it's there. Like I want to make sure that I have a budget that allows me to buy the things I want for my channel, test the things I want for my channel. But really, when I sat down and was looking at, okay, well, is there anything else I want to purchase this month that I want to test? I don't know. By the end of the month, I was kind of like, you know what? I'm fine for right now. I've gotten through most of the testing. There's a few products that I bought this month that still need some love and attention. So I want to make sure I go through that testing process with them. And I also want to enjoy my Shop My Stash this month and make sure that I'm using up even more of my Project Pan makeup. So I'm kind of like, I bought a lot this month. I'm not going to lie. I mean, if you watch my last video, it's not like I didn't buy anything. I just felt like I was content with what I had purchased. I didn't feel like I needed to go spend that $200 this month and use it up. I also had kind of set some money aside because I thought I was going to go pick up a pretty big chunk of makeup from Dollar General. So they just launched a new line called Believe Beauty, and it's done by the same sort of group that has helped to fund and manage some other brands that I really like Flower Cosmetics. The Dollar General line looked really nice. I've seen a few reviews out here on YouTube. Their eyeshadows looked nice. Their foundation and concealer looked really nice. Like, they had really nice packaging, and the price point were crazy good, but I can't find anything online right now about their cruelty-free status. Given the other brands that they support, I think they do Collab for Sally Beauty. They did Flower Beauty for Drew Barrymore. There's one other one I can't think of at this point. Those other two lines, both Collab and Flower, are cruelty-free. I have heard that this is also a cruelty-free line, but I can't get confirmation. I have emailed Dollar General twice through their customer service sort of line. There's not an 800 number, at least that I could find, to reach out to them. And I've emailed them twice throughout this month, and I have heard nothing back. I got an immediate bounce back saying that they'd gotten my message and that they would be in contact with me shortly, and I've heard nothing from them. So I'm really interested in testing it and doing a dedicated review on my channel if it's cruelty-free, and I just need someone to tell me 100% without a doubt, either from Dollar General or from the brand itself, yes, we don't test on animals. We don't sell in China. Our ingredients are never tested on animals. We hold our manufacturers to a strict high level of never being tested on animals. And if I can get those boxes checked, then I will happily go out and purchase them. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys was that same little pie chart that I had shown you in last month's video, which kind of breaks down not just the totals, which is off to the side, but kind of how much went into each of those categories. You're only seeing 4 colors here because obviously I only had 4 categories that I spent into. So you see the largest category, which is high end, so that was 39%, then followed by the makeup basics at 26%, skincare at 20%, and drugstore at 15%. So I think there's just a slightly different, equally interesting view as terms of percentages, not just dollars. So now let's talk about getting set up for the month of June and kind of what does the budget look like. So money in, I'm starting with my usual $400 a month. I'm also rolling over that $214.42. You will see here that I have $0 in for AdSense and Magic Links. That is deliberate, and it's actually worked out really well. So AdSense and Google Pay on specific ways, and if you don't hit threshold by a specific date in the month, you don't get paid out the next month. And so sometimes based on how you post videos, especially when you're a newer content creator, you can have months where you just don't get paid. And that is honestly what happened this last month. It just so happened that I missed the threshold by a small amount, and so I won't get paid until sometime in June for a huge portion of April and then also May. And then for magic links, same thing. You have to hit a threshold on that. And I think I said last month's video, I don't expect to see magic links money every month. Maybe every month, 2 months or 3 months, I will see some money coming in from that. This actually works out well because I also, for as much as I want to be transparent with you guys about what I'm making on my channel, somebody commented in my last video saying they thought it was a policy violation for me to share that with you guys. That one of the things in the terms and conditions from Google, AdSense, YouTube is that you aren't allowed to share what you make. And I hadn't heard that before, and it kind of gave me a little bit of pause, and I went, okay, well, I don't have anything to report out this month anyway, just based on how things timed out. I went through and I read every policy, guideline, documentation thing for both YouTube, for Google, for AdSense specifically. I can't find anything on there that tells me that I can't share this information with you guys. I can find things that say that I'm not allowed to share some of the analytics behind the scenes. So I can't talk to you about click-through rates or retention rates or any of the Google Analytics type stuff that relates to traffic and things like that. I'm not allowed to talk about that kind of stuff. And they specifically called out those analytic pieces that I can't talk about, but they didn't talk about revenue, AdSense, etc. So I've Googled the heck out of it. I can't find an answer. I have an open question that I actually emailed a couple days ago to Google directly to say, guys, I just need clarification. I was hoping I would have an email back before I filmed today, and I just don't. So regardless, what I'm working with this month, regardless of how Google answers me, truly what I have to spend this month is $614.42. So I do want to call out, there are 3 things that are on my spreadsheet already because I know I'm going to need to purchase them at some point. One is going to be my Hylamide eye serum. It's $16. I buy this off the Hylamide website. This is Decium, the same group that owns The Ordinary. It's kind of their next level up from The Ordinary. I use that under eye serum every single day, morning and night. I also am going to run out of my drugstore dry shampoo. I don't really care for it. I will talk about that in an empties video at some point. I'm going to try the Kristin Ess Dry Shampoo from Target. It is $14. It is cruelty-free from everything I've read online. So I think that will be the next more drugstore dry shampoo I try. And then I also feel like I'm going to run out of my nighttime eye cream, and the one I have is not cruelty free. It's also in a pot, so I kind of would like to get something that's in a pumpable container, and I think I'm going to try the Paula's Choice firming eye cream, which is $48. It's part of their Ceramide line, so I think I'm going to try that this month. So that means I already have $64 that I know I'm going to need to spend for skincare, and $14 I think that I'm going to need to spend for hair care. I think those are the things that I've identified that I'm going to run out of. We'll see if something else pops up. All right, so now we come to the part of the video where we talk about my wish list. So these are the things that I kind of have my eye on for the month of June, and happily going to add some things to it if you guys have any recommendations or things that you are interested in me trying. I have 2 what I'm calling rollover items from last month that are still on my radar. One are the Makeup Revolution masks. They have launched so many potted masks. I've lost count. I think I talked about 3 of them last month. I think there's close to 8 or 9 really interesting looking face masks that they've launched. Yeah, I am looking at the Makeup Revolution website. They have a watermelon hydrating mask, a pink clay detoxifying mask, a coconut mango and chia seed radiance glow mask. They also have a really interesting gel mask that's aloe vera and water lily, a overnight hydrating hyaluronic mask, a cocoa and oat moisturizing face mask, a skin honey and oatmeal nourish and glow face mask, a charcoal purifying face mask, a green tea and walnut exfoliating mask. No to that, no walnut on my face. And then one that I thought sounded really cool, which was a warming gel moisturizing face mask. So these are all $11. I feel like I want to pick up some of these. I think I read on Instagram pages that these are coming into Ulta at some point. I was kind of hoping they were going to be in there last month. So to be honest, like I would totally pick up 2 or 3 of these this next month if they get into Ulta. I really like to wait for Makeup Revolution to be into Ulta because I have a good return policy if something is like god awful. And then also I'd like earning those points, right? I still have the NYX Bear With Me skin tint on my list. Once again, to get the color I need, I'm gonna have to probably order off of NYX websites. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on whether or not I want that enough to go through the hoops of ordering through NYX's website. Eyeshadow palette that I have my eye on is one of the Huda neon palettes. I kind of think the green one is kind of interesting. I could see that green. If it's good punchy green, it could be a really awesome liner. It could look really cool in the inner corner of your eye or smudged underneath your lash line. Part of me also would really love to try like an all matte sort of neon green eye look. I don't know. We'll see if I could rock something like that. But I also really liked that the shimmer shades weren't all just green in there, and they had some really interesting, I'm going to call them more neutral shades. But of all 3 palettes, that was the one where I was like, I could see myself using all of the shades in this palette and coming up with some really interesting looks. That is $29. That is currently out on Sephora's website now. I'm kind of hoping those get into my local store so I can actually go see them in person. Another thing that's on my radar, and I don't know if it launches this month or not, is from Kaja. It's another one of their little stacks of 3 eyeshadows that they're $21. They had the shimmer stacks and I bought the rose colored one at the Sephora sale last month. But they're doing matte and shimmer trios now. They talked about them out on Instagram, put out some swatches, and I thought they looked really pretty. In fact, a lot of them looked like color schemes that I was really interested in. Having not tried their matte formula, I'm probably not gonna buy multiples of these. I will probably try one. I'm not sure which one though. Like sitting here today and looking at those Instagram pictures, I don't know which one I'm leaning towards at this point, but one of those for sure. I also have my eye on an indie brand that I've never purchased from before. So there's a brand called JD Glow. They do this thing called Galaxy Shadows and they're duochromes. And after the month of May, when I had my 9-pan palette of nothing but duochromes and I had so much fun playing around with duochrome single shadows in my collection, I kind of got interested in a couple of their colors because Hannah Louise Poston has, I think, 2 shadows from them that are just gorgeous, gorgeous duochromes. And I thought, you know what? I've been wanting to try some more indie brands. I am madly in love with duochromes at this point. Let's maybe give JD Glow a try. They're tentatively thinking that I'm going to pick up 3 different shades. I'm wavering on which shades they are. They have some beautiful, beautiful colors out on their website. I will link those down below. They are $7.50 each. So I'm thinking I'm going to set aside around $23 to pick up 3 of them. And then the last thing that's on my radar is a new product launch at Target, and it seems to be that it's going to be in a couple of my local Targets. It's a brand called Makeup Obsession. It is another one of the Makeup Revolution sort of umbrella of brands. We have Makeup Revolution at Ulta, and then they also have I Heart Revolution at Ulta. They have several other brands that haven't ever come to the States before. Makeup Obsession is one of them, and Target has it, which is really interesting. It's not just on Target's website, it is showing product at both of my local Targets near me. There are some blush palettes, there's several eyeshadow palettes, there's a concealer, some lip glosses, some face sprays, and in keeping with the Makeup Revolution sort of line of products, the price points are all very reasonable. I think it's like $5 to $14, somewhere in that range. A lot of the palettes are like $9.99. Probably gonna set aside maybe like 40 or 50 bucks to go, if there's anything there, to go and pick up and try them. Based on what I see in person, I really like the fact that they're not just on Target's website and I'm actually gonna be able to see them in store. I'm also interested in the Juvia's Place foundation. That launched on Ulta's website today as well. It has 42 shades, it's $20. I'm curious to see, I would like to see a review or 2 from some people trying this. I'm a little nervous. If I can see it in a store, that may change my mind. I may be able to like make up my mind in person, but it's describing it as a full coverage foundation that melts into your skin while giving a radiant and velvety matte finish. It could be an absolutely lovely foundation, or it could be way, way, way too matte. And I do not love super matte foundations, never have. So anytime something says velvety matte, I'm always like, ugh. Oh man, I don't know. So I have my eye on this one. I think $20 is a great price point for them. It's 30 milliliters, 42 shades. I think that's awesome. So that is something that I'm curious about. I don't know. Like I said, I would like to see it in the store in person because I can really start to tell just from putting it even on my wrist or the back of my hand. Is it a formula that would be too drying on me? So I've got my eyes peeled for Physicians Formula. They're doing a Rose All Day Petal Glow highlighter. I got my eye open for watching out for that. And then the only other thing I'm kind of wavering about, because I've been really into trying cream products, ColourPop just launched a ton of highlighter sticks and blush sticks. I was really interested in trying one of the trios, and then Mariah Leonard made a comment, I think it was out on Twitter, like, heads up, if you're looking at the ColourPop highlighter sticks, they are glitter central. So I guess they have made the decision in all of the shades. She got a press kit and she's like, they're just loaded with glitter. So if you do not like glitter highlights, don't even bother. That's me. So it also makes me nervous about some of the blush shades. Like, are some of the blushes just cream and some of the ones that look like they have a really pretty sort of glow to the skin, are those also loaded with glitter? So I was interested in this launch, and now I gotta be honest, I'm a little nervous to try any of them. I might, if there's something else on the ColourPop website besides these, I might pop one of the blush sticks into a basket. But right now, I don't have a huge list of stuff that I want from ColourPop going. So that's kind of iffy on whether or not I actually do that this month. So that's kind of what's on my list right now in terms of what I've been giving some eye to, what I'm considering picking up for this month. Like I said, if there's anything else you would like me to consider, let me know down in the comments. Happy to like chat with you guys about new product releases, things you're interested in, things you would like an opinion on before you try them. So that kind of wraps up today's video. Hope you guys are having an amazing week. Talk to you soon.